Alright, Shalom, Israel, coming back at y'all with another video. I'm gonna give all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus. And today I'm gonna be breaking down John 3 verse 16, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know about that verse because it's always being taught or brought out in church. The churches love to bring that out, right? The false prophets. Right, so I'm going to read it. I'm going to just get right into it. John 3, verse 16. And it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Right, so people would read that and be like, well, he just said he just loves the world. Right, Slakia, not he just, but he loves the world, meaning that he loves everybody. Right, so I've said this a few times. You got to remember that this book is a Hebrew book, right? This book was translated from Hebrew into English, right? So certain words have different meanings in Hebrew than they would in English, right? So like the word world, for example, when you go back into the Hebrew text, the word world can mean the whole entire world, or it can mean a certain group of people that's in this area of land, or a specific nation of people, a certain property of people, right? So you got to take the word world in its context when you read in this Bible, right? So I'm going to give you another instance where he uses the word world. We're going to go to Luke 2 and verse 1. Luke 2 verse 1. And it says, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed." Right? So here you go again where he says world. Right? So in this context, when he's saying world, he doesn't mean the whole world. Right? Because Caesar Augustus was the commander, the head commander of the Roman Empire in Rome. Right? So he sent out a decree for the Roman Empire, that body of land, and the people that were in Rome to be taxed. He didn't tax the whole world. He didn't tax Asia. He didn't tax South Korea. He didn't tax anywhere else. He taxed the people of the Roman Empire, right? So this is an instance where he's using the word world, but it means a body of people in a specific area, or a group of people, or a nationality of people. Now we're going to go to Hebrews 1 and verse 2. The book of Hebrews 1 verse 2. Alright, this is going to be a short video. This is an easy slice. It's easy to cut up. It ain't nothing really. Hebrews 1 and verse 2. I'm going to start at I'm going to start at verse 1. "Yahweh, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in the time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds." See, here you go again, right? He's saying world, but he said worlds this time with an S, meaning that there's many worlds. And we all know that there is not literally different planets, right? He didn't make many other worlds, right? Jupiter, Venus. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about other national. He made all the worlds, like the world of Israel, the world of the Edomites, the world of the Ishmaelites, the world of the Moabites. He's talking about these other nations, right? So this is proof showing you that these two scriptures, that's proof showing you that when he said God so loves the world, there's a world of people that he's talking about. And that world of people that he's talking about is the world of the Israelites, Slakia, right? He didn't say that he came for the world of the Moabites, the world of the Edomites, the world of the Ishmaelites, the Ammonites, right? The Hamites. He's coming for the world of Israel. So when you go to John 3 verse 16, he's talking about the world of the Israelites, right? Now we're gonna go to John 17 and verse 9, and we're gonna stamp it, right? You know how you send letters out or packages out and you stamp it with that stamp to confirm it's legit. Well, we about to stamp it right here. We're going to go to John 17 and verse 9. And hey, if you don't get it after this, then you just not meant to get it. The Most High blocked your mind. He made you a reprobate mind. You have a reprobate mind if you just don't get it after this. Right? So, John 17 and verse 9. And this is in red, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking right now. He says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are mine. Right? And the people that was given unto Yahweh Shai are the Israelites. Right? The Israelites are the people, the group of people, or the world that was given to Yahweh Shai so that he could redeem them out of their captivity and redeem them out of their sin, Slakia. Right? So he just said, I pray for them, meaning the Israelites. I pray not for the world. There you go. Now, that's the proper context. And this is now in this context where he's saying, using the word world, he's meaning the whole place, the whole earth. He did not come to save the whole earth. He only came for the Israelites, right? He came to redeem those that were under the law, right? Let's get that in Galatians 4 and verse 4. Book of Galatians 4 and verse 4. Slaki. Right, and it says, I'm gonna start at verse 1, and I'm gonna read all the way up to 4. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, differeth nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutors and governors, right? And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. So Yahweh Shai was sent down by Yahweh the Father to redeem those that were under the law, right? The law was not given to everybody. The law was given to the Israelites, and we're going to get that in the book of Psalms 142 and Psalms 147 and 19, I believe. Right. We're going to get that in the book of Psalms 147 and verse 19. So 147 and verse, we're going to start at 19. Right? Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So who was under this law? Who was under the statutes and the commandments, which is the law? Israel. He showed it unto Jacob and even unto Israel, right? So if he said in Galatians he's coming to redeem the people that are under the law, and now we just showed you who were under the law, who is he coming to redeem? What world was he talking about when he was saying that he's going to that God so loves the world? Slaki. When he said God so loves the world, what world was he talking about? He's talking about the world of Israel. Right? We're going to get that again. We're going to go to the book of Romans. We're going to go to Romans 9 and verse 4. Bear with me. Romans 9 and verse 4. And it says, I'm going to start at verse 3. For I wish, this is Paul, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises. So who is under the law? The Israelites. Right? So we just cut down John 3 verse 16. We just cut that up that doctrine that these churches have of that verse. Oh, he loves the world, da da da. We just cut that up. 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes to cut that up. It really took less than that, but I got a few more other precepts that the Spirit put in me to bring out, right? So that being said, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh, which is God, and Yahweh Shai, which is so-called Jesus. And that being said, Shalom, Shalom, all praises.